Before I say anything else, look at what Rockstar just did. Not the graphics, not the animations. Look at the dog in the elevator. 3 interaction options for a random dog. In the first 30 seconds, that is when I knew this was not a game reveal. That was Rockstar sending a message. And the deeper you go into this footage, the more that message becomes impossible to ignore. So, let's go through it together, detail by detail, mechanic by mechanic, because I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to see things you completely missed the first time. This is part 1, and we are just getting started. The extended look opens with Jason and Lucia on a pickup job. Nothing dramatic. 2 people, an elevator, a hallway, sexy red and Kodak black playing on the radio, real licensed music right there in the opening scene, and then they walk past the dog, scold it, study it, or pet it. That choice exists for a background animal in a corridor that most players will walk through in 10 seconds and never think about again. But Rockstar put it there anyway, because this is not a world built for missions, this is a world built to be lived in. Then everything falls apart. Cops raid the location and we get our first real look at what combat feels like in GTA 6. Here's what almost nobody caught in the chaos. You're actually playing as both Jason and Lucia simultaneously in this mission. Jason signals Lucia to reposition. You can command them like a unit. This is not just dual protagonists sharing a story. This is a co-op combat system built into the single-player campaign. And layered on top of that, there is shoulder swapping, a small toggle that lets you shift your camera angle while you're behind cover. In GTA 5, you died in cover because the camera was on the wrong side. That problem is gone. Every detail in this opening scene exists for a reason. But here's where this game separates itself from everything that came before it, the police system. In GTA 5, you looked at a cop the wrong way and the entire city was after you. In GTA 6, nothing happens until someone reports what you did. You commit the crime, nobody sees you, nobody calls it in, and for a moment, you are completely safe. Those hollow stars on your screen, that means the crime exists, but the police do not know yet. The second a witness reports it, or an alarm goes off, those stars fill in, and now the police are not just chasing a blip on a map. They are building a file on you, your hair, your clothes, your car, make, model, color. They communicate exactly the way real law enforcement does. You switch vehicles and you lose the car flag, but they still have your face. They still know your outfit. You are not in the clear until you have changed everything. This means every robbery now has layers. You need an entrance plan, an exit strategy, a disguise, and a backup vehicle. Lucia is spotted on camera mid-robbery with a camera icon flashing red on screen. The game literally tells you your face is now evidence. There's a full disguise inventory. Bandanas you can throw on in seconds. Wigs, hats, glasses. Lucia wears a full blonde wig on one job. The system is not asking you to think like a player anymore. It is asking you to think like a criminal, and thinking like a criminal extends to the cars. You cannot just walk up to a vehicle and drive away anymore. First, you scan it with an app called Wayne. The scan tells you the car's security level and its current value. Old basic cars can be opened with a slim gem, but that is a QuickTime event now, and if you miss the timing, you break the tool. High-end vehicles need upgraded equipment that is locked behind progression. You're not stealing a supercar on your first day in Leonida. Condition matters too. A damaged car loses value, and there are contacts in this world called fences. People who buy stolen vehicles and jewelry. Sell them the right things and they give you information in return. Police impound locations. Valuable targets. Access to things the open world would never hand you otherwise. The car theft system has become its own economy, and that economy feeds directly into the robbery system. Because the robberies in GTA 6 are not side missions anymore. They are decisions. You walk into the store. You check the layout. You notice the owner is watching you from behind bulletproof glass. There is a small slot in the glass, barely enough to pass something through. You realize the direct approach is not going to work, so you adapt. Other stores have open registers and no security. Others have owners who will chase you into the parking lot with a weapon. Rockstar is telling you plainly, scout the location before you commit, and when you find the safe, the tension does not stop. You are on a timer. Do you use explosives to blow it fast and take damaged loot? Or do you crack it slowly, carefully, and risk the police tightening their circle around you? Fast money or smart money? There is no right answer. There is only your choice, and whatever comes after it. That is a heist. That is not a GTA mission. That is a heist. Now let me show you what this world actually looks like when nobody is shooting at you. Jason opens the fridge in their safe house. Real food and drinks on the shelves. Items you use to restore health. He flips on the TV and wildlife footage plays. And this is where Rockstar reveals something that should not be possible in a video game. Boars, deer, buffalo, rabbits, birds in the Everglades. You can hunt them. In the ocean, you can scuba dive through full underwater caverns lined with manta rays and reef ecosystems. Jason does backflips off cliffs into the water. Dolphins perform tricks in the background of the same shot. Unprompted, unscripted, just the world doing what the world does. There is an airboat in the Everglades. Jet skis racing through open ocean. Kayaking in a harbor. A float plane that takes off and lands on water. Rockstar did not add animals to GTA 6. They built ecosystems, and then they put you inside them. The minimap reflects all of this. It is now fully 3D, with actual building shapes rendered on your radar in real time. It is a small detail, but it tells you how seriously Rockstar took every layer of this world. The weapons got the same treatment. The wheel is now split into 2 tabs. Weapons, 8 slots, chosen carefully because space is limited. And items where your disguises, consumables, and gear live. Painkillers for health. what appears to be a stamina or focus item in a separate slot. And then there's Jason's Dead Eye ability. Yes, the same system from Red Dead Redemption 2, but rebuilt for GTA 6 here. It reveals weak points on armored enemies. Real armor has real gaps, and vehicles have weak points too. Hit the right spot on a car, and it spins out. Aim at a helicopter's propellers, and it goes down faster. Combat now has geometry. Every fight is a problem you can solve if you pay attention. But none of the mechanics, none of the systems, none of the world building matters as much as what Rockstar decided to do with Jason and Lucia's relationship. It is not locked into romance. You choose what they are to each other. Do the activities, make the calls, invest in them as a couple, and that bond builds into something real inside the story. Or keep it purely professional, a criminal partnership. Two people with a shared goal and nothing more. And the ending you get is shaped by the relationship you build. Your choices carry consequences that do not announce themselves. They just arrive at the end of the game. The character switch is seamless. No menu, no loading screen, no interruption. Mid-mission, you flip between them in real time. And in the corner of the screen, you can see their current mood. Happy, annoyed, checked out. The game is tracking how they feel about each other while you play. This is storytelling embedded in mechanics, not a cutscene, not a dialogue choice. Just the world quietly keeping score. The NPCs in this world are keeping score too. Every person in Leonida is built for where they live. Their clothes, their speech patterns, their reactions, all tied to their specific neighborhood. A random conversation with a stranger on the street can spiral into something you never expected. Rockstar's Los Angeles team spent years working exclusively on pedestrian behavior, making them feel less like props and more like people who were there before you arrived and will still be there after you leave. Your phone ties all of it together: social media, a rideshare app, news updates, doom scrolling, contacts you actually call and have real conversations with during taxi rides instead of watching a loading screen. Snapmatic has been upgraded into a full in-game platform where you create content, post it, and watch it spread through the world's ecosystem. The NPCs react to what goes viral, the world reacts. You're not just a player in Leonida, you are a participant. And when you need a break from all of it, from the crime, the police, the heists, the decisions, Leonida offers you something most open world games would call their entire game. Official racing with lap counts and positions, street racing. Dirt bike and ATV tracks, a full gym where your body actually changes depending on how hard you train. Straight from San Andreas basketball, backyard wrestling, parachuting, scuba diving. A shooting compound with time challenges and different target types. Car meets, a monorail you can ride through the city, a zoo fishing, and buried in one brief blink and miss it shot, a character using a VR headset inside the game world. Nobody knows what that means yet, but the fact that it is in there at all says everything about how much Rockstar packed into this reveal. And then there are the graphics. I will say this simply. There is no other game that looks like this. The light hitting Lucia's hair in the first scene made people pause the footage and sit in silence. The water moves like real water. Bullet holes in doors look like they were fired into a real door. Glass does not just break, it breaks the way glass actually breaks. The animations are not an upgrade from GTA 5. They are from a completely different category of technology. One creator watching this live said it out loud. It looks like a movie, not a cutscene, not pre-rendered footage, a film playing in real time while you are the one controlling it. Rockstar did not raise the bar. They put the bar somewhere most studios will spend the next decade trying to reach. We waited 13 years for this. Some of us were kids when GTA 5 came out. Some of us grew up with Vice City, with the radio stations, with the freedom of just existing inside that world and feeling like it was real. And now there is a version of that feeling that looks like this, plays like this, thinks like this. People watching the extended look live were laughing and crying in the same breath, not from sadness, from the specific emotion that only arrives when something exceeds every expectation you allowed yourself to have. That feeling has a name. It is relief. We made it. The game is real. November 19 is real, and it is almost here. This is part 1. If you want the full breakdown, the story, the map, the mechanics we did not get to yet, drop a comment and I will know to keep going. Subscribe so you do not miss part 2. Because if this is what Rockstar is willing to show us right now, I genuinely cannot imagine what they are still holding back.